So at this point, I am suffering mentally because I have a 3-year-old child and I'm being told that I have a 40% chance of being alive in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a wreck. And what did I do the night before chemo? Of course, I went out and got drunk because I couldn't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I didn't sustain it that way because I actually had some philosophy from yoga
Right.
and I didn't have a physical practice.
Wow.
But I could listen to kirtan.
Okay, I would say this is so important that it's drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It's so widespread.
Yeah.
It's
And
normal. It's so normalized.
well, because it's normalized recreationally, but then it becomes that thing that people turn to kind of numb out the pain or the fear in life.
Mhm.
And the idea that knowledge can be that alternative, or that a deeply spiritual practice like kirtan can be the alternative. This is what people really need to be exposed to.
Mhm.
I was so grateful to have it.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, it's Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti-yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York, Kaustubha Das. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday, and it's a walk-on Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. It's episode 1680, everybody. Welcome, beautiful people. Here live with Miss Mara, and we got a special welcome walk-on Wednesday, which we haven't been doing in a while, but we have a special. She's happens to be at our house, so we're going to walk her on. But before we get into our special guest and pick their brain, Miss Mara, do you have any announcements for the peeps?
I do. I have a special announcement.
We're gearing up for the big retreat
We are.
and my date with Kaustubha tomorrow. Woo! I'm on a play date with Kaustubha tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have lunch. He's going to make us lunch. He sets out the plates really nice with a fork and a napkin and everything's in perfect order. Sits us down, and then he brings out the food one by one. It's so nice.
He's easy to impress, Mara, isn't he? He's just like, put a fork next.
He's got his mom, too. His mom was very impressed.
Mom was very impressed, and my mom doesn't even know we're going to your house because...
Okay, is that settled then? You're down.
We're going.
All
We're
right.
going. Surprise. You know what the thing is? You can't call my mom. That's the problem, because she doesn't hear. And when you do get her on the phone, she can't hear. And she doesn't know how to work a phone.
So she's just living in a spontaneous world.
Well, my sister
Your
comes over there a
siblings
lot.
seem
And
like
so I always say, pass this message on to mom.
Okay.
And you got to really like look at her in the skull and just say, here's the deal. Ray's coming over tomorrow. You know, so it's like that. So I'm going to just spring it on her that we're going to do that interview in the morning. And then we're going to go to your house. And then you're going to sit us down like you do and treat us like it's a tea party.
Okay.
Kaustubha, he's the best host ever.
I know.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, thank you.
Your mom does, too.
Yeah.
Announcements?
Yeah, what are the announcements, Mara?
We have...
That was the first one.
Okay. Your play date.
Play
Everyone's
date
really
with
excited.
Kaustubha.
Bhakti Recovery Group meetings tonight in person and online in Philadelphia at 7 p.m. at the Bhakti Garden.
Yeah.
There's also in-person meetings happening in Berlin, Germany. And you can check out Bhakti Recovery Group for more info about joining an online meeting or in person.
Okay.
And
And
Monday, October 13th, our dear friend Maya is having a single release party in New York City.
my unofficial daughter is having a release party of her new single.
Yeah.
She's a great singer, great kirtaniya. She's going to be up all weekend singing for the Wisdom of the Sages retreat.
Hopefully she doesn't blow out her voice.
Don't blow out your voice. It's a big day. It's Monday.
She
Yeah.
doesn't
Is that
do
gonna
the
be?
screaming kind of hardcore
Thank-
stuff. But
Yeah. Sanctuary retreats in New York City.
Okay.
And doors are at 7 p.m. The show will be at 7:30.
Okay. Or this Sunday, the announced at the AMC Grove Theater, Tom Essig's Something Divine film, which is about spiritual transformation. He followed us around on pilgrimage. He is a pilgrim himself. He documented the entire thing with the whole team. And then he followed us for a bunch of straight edge shows. So it's like this finding God through music, through personal transformation, and through pilgrimage. And it's a cool film. And it's at the, what's the film festival called? Da Vinci Film Festival in Los Angeles at the AMC Grove on Sunday at 1 p.m. this Sunday. Check that out.
And we'll have no show the next 2 days, but we'll be back on Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Excited.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Anything up with you, Kaustubha, you want to share?
No. I'm eager to get into our walk-on guest. This is going to be a very interesting story.
All right, great. Laurel, come on down. We got Laurel here from teacher training from last year. So let's get a third chair. We'll give Laurel this microphone. Now, Laurel, it's a magic microphone. You got to speak right into this microphone like this. All right, Bull, how are you? Come here. No one can hear you unless you
we can't see her either.
You can't even see you, too. You got to squeeze on closer. See your face? You got to get your face in the screen. So we're going to get all snuggly here. Here's your mic. You got to put it right to your mouth. And me and Mary are going to share this mic. So, Mary, you're going to get close here. Oh,
she's gone.
Okay.
Good morning, Kaustubha Prabhu.
Good morning. So good to have you here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure.
It's a joy to be here at Super Soul and to finally be able to make it on the podcast.
The last time I saw you, that was a year and a half ago, I guess, right?
No, back in January, 10 months.
Oh, it's only been 10 months. Okay. Somehow I was thinking it's the year before. Wow, time just goes.
Time goes.
Time
goes. Actually, time didn't go. It went slower. Your memory is going. That's what's going.
well, all these things are going.
Laurel came to teacher training. You know, it was interesting. Maybe just tell the story so I don't tell your story for you. How did you get to teacher training? Right.
So why don't you explain what the teacher training is first?
Well, every year we have our 200-hour, 300-hour teacher training in Govardhan Ecovillage with, you know, you're a teacher there. I'm teaching asana. Cindy and Lori and Bobby are teaching asana. And it's considered a very, very
life-changing
training, life-changing experience.
For a lot of people.
People, you know, this is our 10th year in a row. And, you know, people, it's generally sort of a strong training too. And it's deep in philosophy and bhakti. And we add kīrtan to it. We're doing it again this year. It's very filled this year. If people are interested, let me know. But besides the sales pitch for it, we got this call from someone reached out to us. Want to share the story last year, how you reached out and etc.
So, first of all, thank you everyone for having me. I really appreciate being able to be here and share this experience with you. How did I end up in India at 30 years old? Probably started when I was about 7 or 8, to be honest. Things were really challenging for me early in life. My mom was addicted to narcotics and my dad had passed away before I could walk. And being a caregiver at that age makes you grow up really fast. And it separates you from everybody around you. So it was really hard in childhood to feel like I fit in anywhere. I had a lot of anxiety about people knowing about what was happening with my mom. And that spiraled throughout my teenage years. And my mom did ultimately lose her battle to opioid addiction when I was 15 years old.
Oh.
By the way, I didn't know this whole story about Laurel until last night. When we said, what are you going to talk about on the podcast tomorrow? And then she got into her bio here, and it was that deep. And it probably is why you had a even deeper experience because you came from such, it was such a Himalayan climb that you've done with your spiritual journey.
Yeah. And I have to say, even sharing my experience right now with you, I've shared my lived experience many times in hopes to inspire other people. But prior to my experience at the GEV and falling head over heels for Krishna, truly I could tell my story like it was a movie, and I had no connection, no feeling, no ability to process it. So this is the first time I am telling my story, and my voice is shaky and I am a bit nervous.
No,
because
you're doing great. Just one thing, just talk right into the top of the microphone right there.
Top of the
Yeah,
mic.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
All
that's
right, Kaustubha, are we better?
perfect. Yeah, yeah. You can turn it a little bit if it's easier to hold it that way. Like it shifts a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't have a.
Oh, I
button.
like that.
Yeah,
This works.
okay.
This is
So
great.
keep it like
Okay.
there you go.
So after my mom passed away, I was with my aunt and my uncle. I had been with them a few
Where were
years.
you living at the time?
At the time my mom passed away, I was living with my aunt and my uncle in Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Okay, Massachusetts.
Yeah, born and raised, still live there. And that presented challenges too, because then I was the kid without parents. I was the kid who, I got this victim mindset handed to me so early in life. And I got through high school. I did well, considering my circumstances, and I was very fortunate to get a full scholarship to Brandeis University. But
That's amazing.
thank
Okay.
you.
Go on.
But unfortunately, my mental afflictions, 2 years in, my studies fell to the back burner. I was so insecure and seeking validation from people around me. And I was drinking a lot and trying to numb physical pain, emotional pain. And eventually I just collapsed under the pressure, which made me hate myself, because I was given such a gift and I couldn't use it.
The gift of the scholarship?
The gift of the scholarship.
Okay.
Yeah. And the next part of my story will relate back to that actually as well. So I left Brandeis. I went back and lived with my aunt and uncle for a little while. And then I was just like, I couldn't live under their rules. I needed to drink. I needed to be on my own, not willing to accept any guidance at that point, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I made my way, but I wasn't living. Like I was just surviving for so many years. And then at 24, I got pregnant. And at 25 in 2019, I gave birth to the most beautiful baby girl, and my life had meaning again. Because my body was the vessel that got her here. My body was the vessel to feed her, to give her nourishment and sustain her life. But about a month into my being a mother, I found a lump in my breast. I ignored it because I was only 25. But when it was still there a month later, I was like, okay, this is something. Doctors told me it's nothing. You're 25 years old. Don't worry about it. You're breastfeeding. We'll get you in eventually. It was November, so holidays were coming up, and I had to really fight. Like, no, like you need to check this out. And ultimately, I was diagnosed with stage 3 invasive ductal, so stage 3 breast cancer. And I couldn't feed my child anymore. And I felt so worthless. I didn't want to leave her because I know what it's like to not have a mom. But so I was fighting, and I was going through chemo, and I had my mastectomy. I did all the things right. But I was in and out of psychiatric hospitals. I was starving myself. I couldn't eat. I didn't feel worthy of anything. And I think deep down, subconsciously, there was a hope that the cancer would just take me out of the misery. And I just fought for my family. I don't know. But then I was given a second chance, a 98% chance of a cancer-free survival, complete response to treatment. That was
Okay.
in 2021 when my daughter was 3.
Wow.
So I started seeking meaning to life again, experimenting with different things this time. This is when I, decided to take my 200-hour teacher training.
It's amazing that at 23, you've, like in the Adirondacks, you climb these peaks and you come all the way down. Then you climb these peaks and go all the way down. You've been through such peaks and valleys at 23 years old.
25.
At 25 years old at this point. Wow. And real low, and then very, very high. And so
Yeah.
now you're in this whole nother beautiful, you're at the summit here.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a second hope. Your daughter's healthy. The guy's good and solid.
So the guy is good and solid, but due to the fact that I have mental afflictions and I am suffering and feel worthless, I wanted more validation than
You sabotaged that.
this amazing man could give me. And
Mhm.
I completely sabotaged the marriage. And that is still extremely painful for me, despite remaining best friends.
It's amazing that, some people get a trust fund as an inheritance, right?
Yeah.
You inherited a type of almost like a victimhood, right? Because you accepted that role. It's like, I'm a victim. Look at my mom. And you almost can psychologically carry that through your whole life. And then this isn't a story about just her pain. It's a story about her victorhood, which gets more and more beautiful, and how you flip the script with a lot of this stuff, and it's quite impressive. Go on.
Thank you. I think, by sharing these details, it does make where I am now even more special. And that's a beautiful thing. So I sabotaged my marriage. I ran off with a previous boyfriend from college, and not like ran off. I was still seeing my child, but like I moved out and all the things. And I'm like, okay, life is going to be great. And, there was money to spend and things to do. So I was like, I'm going to be happy. And I acquired so many material possessions during that next year.
I want to see this movie.
Right?
Go on.
Made for motion.
They did nothing for me. They did nothing. But I had financial stress, because it's like you just want more and more and more, because the next thing will be the thing that finally makes you happy, right? Not the case.
So your yoga journey. So you did this 200-hour.
Yeah. So this was the pivot point where I was like, I can't find happiness through any of this. So I need to go down a different path. And I actually booked my 200-hour yoga teacher training as an immersive experience in Costa Rica. Everything was fully booked. I was ready to go. And 2 days before teacher training, I got started at Boston Yoga Union, which I had never been to. I just got this feeling that this is where I was supposed to be.
Wow.
And I accepted the cancellations and fees and everything from my trip. And I started my 200-hour.
Great yoga studio, Boston Yoga Union.
That's where I met Sandy Clemmer, my philosophy teacher. And
She's one of our community members here.
Yeah, we love Sandy.
We love Sandy.
She's amazing. And what I thought was going to be a physical practice that was really liberating. I thought if I could walk out doing a handstand, then I would have a successful yoga teacher training. But what I walked out with was knowledge about devotion, about Vedic texts, about we did kirtans. And this is not an experience that everyone gets in a 200-hour teacher training. I know a lot of people who are teachers who don't know what a harmonium is. So I'm really lucky that Sandy shared her experiences in India and with Raghu. And I remember thinking in that moment, like, I need to meet him and I need to go to India.
Wow. When was that now?
This was I started in October of 2022. And at this point in time, I started experiencing extreme pain in my hip. And I was just feeling really run down throughout the whole thing. But I completed my 200 hour. And 1 month after, I was diagnosed as stage 4 metastatic incurable. The cancer came back.
Just when it all was looking bright. Did the 200 hour, got introduced to spirituality, found a great yoga teacher, found a great community, and then all of a sudden the ace of spades gets dealt.
You know, all of this is news to me, right? As much as I knew is that you were there, that you had cancer, that you had a child. I believe I knew that the cancer was incurable, or that it was, very, very serious. But I just knew you as just this person who, despite it all, was really participating, full-spirited, happy, eager to learn more and apply everything you're learning there. And now hearing all this is just making this all so much, it just filling it in so much for me.
It's like reading the Mahabharata and then reading the Bhagavad-gītā. You know the backstory of the Bhagavad-gītā. This backstory. I didn't even know most of the story, but you didn't meet her on the first day of the training. That's when she was an emotional wreck.
Okay,
I met her on the first day, and then I watched her flip.
Well, it's also just makes me think, of course, this is a very dramatic story. But everybody has a story that we don't know about,
Right.
So, but please,
we never know what people are going through.
We never know what people are going through.
And I think that's a beautiful thing about this community is the way that we just show up with complete love and devotion. That was something that I felt like in India. I'll get to that part later.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's be linear. But thank you for the kind words, Kaustubha Prabhu.
It's all true.
So at this point, I am suffering mentally because I have a 3-year-old child and I'm being told that I have a 40% chance of being alive in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a wreck. And what did I do the night before chemo? Of course, I went out and got drunk because I couldn't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I didn't sustain it that way because I actually had some philosophy from yoga and I didn't have a physical practice.
Wow.
But I could listen to kīrtan.
Okay. I would say this is so important that it's drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It's so widespread.
Yeah.
It's so normalized.
Because it's normalized recreationally, but then it becomes that thing that people turn to kind of numb out the pain or the fear in life.
Mm.
And the idea that knowledge can be that alternative, or that a deeply spiritual practice like kīrtan can be the alternative. This is what people really need to be exposed to.
Mm.
I was so grateful to have it and utilize it throughout treatment. And I did well. I did really well through treatment for the most part, as well as you can do going through, chemotherapy.
Sure.
And then, in September of 2023, I was told I had a complete response. The lesion in my hip, which was 7 centimeters, I had 5 rounds of radiation, 5 rounds of chemo, and it shrank. It was like, it never goes away, but it's not alive anymore. It's not growing.
Okay.
So they're like, okay, let's put you on some maintenance meds, just target the specific receptor.
Right.
It's going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm like, okay, great. This is chill. 2 weeks after I finished chemo, my partner sent me to the spa, up and left, took everything, drained the bank accounts, shut off the credit cards, took my car, took literally everything.
This was the guy you were living large with?
Yes.
All right. This was the materialistic guy you ran away with, you were living large, and now he has disappeared and left you with nothing.
with nothing. I mean, I did get to keep the furniture,
Well,
so
that's good.
that was nice of him. But it was, I think, only because he couldn't fit it in the car. If we-
All right, so we're back on the
I
roller
was-
coaster.
and I was like, I was down. I was really down. But this time I didn't turn to alcohol. I got a dog. Because I would have to get up and take this puppy out and take care of her. And that would mean that I needed to take care of myself to be in service to her.
Dog therapy, Kaustubha.
Dog
Get
therapy.
you on it this weekend.
Okay.
All the people throwing up hearts who have dogs. Who rescued who?
She rescued me 100%.
Here it comes.
And the first time she barked, it was when I was doing yoga. So I was like, wow, okay, when I'm taking care of myself, this dog is happy. Like, I have to keep going. And I fully, for October, November, December, I was doing the yoga. I was listening to the kīrtan. I was learning more. I was doing trainings again. I was getting, what I
Right, because
needed.
you then the doc and you were fully we're at the point where you're healthy now.
I'm at the point, where
you're
like the
healthy.
cancer is
Okay.
stable.
All right, let's keep the ladder. Keep climbing this ladder.
Yeah, so we're doing good. And I start having severe allergic reactions to my treatment.
Okay.
105-degree fevers, body aches, chills, and this is happening every 3 weeks.
Mm.
Like, doing so much damage to my body. And this progressed from January of 2024 and continued through 2 days before I left for India. I had that treatment given to me. So during this time, I was in a body that was not functioning the way that I wanted it to. I was in extreme pain. I didn't want to live anymore. I was given the gift of stability, and that's not always the case in the stage 4 community, and I didn't want to live
Wow.
because it wasn't a life. And so that's when I read the Gita that year.
Mm.
And I had this little special moment when I was driving, and I was listening to Like a River by Genevieve Harrison and Govardhan.
Mhm.
And as I was, singing devotionally, like Govinda Damodara, I won't sing for you because
I will.
My
My heart flows like a river, bam, 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 to the sea. Thank you.
may it always be.
Hey Krishna, hey Yadava.
And I'm singing this like full volume in my car, and a car gets on the highway and doesn't see me, like a
Oh.
huge
This
truck.
drama's never ending.
It's never
They
ending.
think there's some peace, and Krishna comes, and a car sideswipes her.
And I'm like, I'm able to just like jerk myself out of the way. There's no one in the lane next to me. This is a major highway. I'm like taken aback and sobbing. I'm like, this is because I was chanting to God. Like, I was just saved by God.
Uh-huh.
And that was the first ever, despite going to Catholic school for my first 3 years of
Like God
schooling.
protects, God
I was like,
protects.
this is the first time I feel any sort of connection,
Reciprocation.
emotion, feeling.
Interesting how God makes himself present through, right?
Yeah.
So you weren't hurt. Your car wasn't hurt.
Nope.
Okay.
I drove
But you were scared out of your mind.
bawling.
You were singing to God, and you somewhere felt saved. Whatever you guys think about this, well, big deal. That's just a coincidence. Whatever it was, it did something to her heart, and it sort of like touched her and sort of made you pivot slightly more towards God.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
That was an eye-opening experience for
Okay.
me. And that was around the time that I started the conversations about going to India and learning more, because the life here, I couldn't imagine continuing in the paradigm I was in.
Right.
And when I shifted the mindset to like, I don't want to be alive anymore, to I don't want to live the life I'm living anymore,
Right.
that was big. But also reading the Gita, it made me feel like if I went to India, I could learn how to die.
Mm.
So that was her mindset.
That's very
coming to
interesting.
India. How can I learn how to die? You went through. It's almost like you went through the stages of grief. The final is like the letting go. Now, how do I die appropriately?
Yes. And
that's where I met you.
yeah. And that's when I got on a plane to India. I told my team I'm taking time off of treatment. This was something I had never done before. I wouldn't even delay treatment by a day. I was so scared. And they were like, yeah, I mean, this is about quality of life here. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And go,
Okay.
have a great time. So I got on the plane to India, very sick, not feeling well at all.
Showed up very sick. I mean, I got the news like, oh yeah, and the lady's coming. She doesn't know any of us, but she wanted to come to the training. But she's got stage 4 cancer. Is that okay? I was just like, how is that going to work?
When you're not in the cancer world, it like doesn't make sense because you hear stage 4 cancer and it's like some are an immediate death sentence.
You
Right.
picture
Some forms of
someone
cancer,
in
like
the deathbed
immediate,
about to
Right.
die.
Terminal means 12 months or less. I'm not terminal. I'm incurable,
Okay.
according to Western medicine.
Right.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay, continue on. So came to the GV. What happened?
I specifically remember like being so moved by the satsang and the kīrtan at 5 a.m. And then there was this one day, I think it was day 2 or day 3. It wasn't very far into the training.
We go on heavy quick.
Yeah. It's a very immersive experience. Raghu Prabhu said, like, Laurel is not any different than the rest of you. And if any of you are pitying her, you need to look at the fact that we're all dying. And I was like, because again, with this cancer diagnosis, here I am, this victim mentality, like, oh, I'm so sorry you have cancer. Like, oh,
Probably got that from good-hearted people.
Yes, it wasn't malicious, but again, this next chapter in life,
Right.
still a new victim mentality. Like now I'm an adult. I've broken free from, my mom and like can live my own life. But now I have this cancer victim mentality. So I went to India feeling like a victim, 100%, feeling like a victim because of everything that I just shared with you. Even though I was the one who was making the decisions, I was the victim. And when Raghu didn't take pity on me, like
one of his best qualities.
You would think that like, oh, this person like was not empathetic. Like that's awful. I was like
Heartless.
It's truth.
I'm like, yes. Wow. Okay. I am not different. I'm in an impermanent body. And it's okay that it's going to die because everyone around me is too, and no one knows.
They're going
when.
down too.
I'm just more aware.
They're all going down. It's like when the Titanic goes down, sometimes the bottom of the Titanic goes down first, and sometimes, but the top's still going down.
Yeah.
We're just switching seats on the Titanic. And Kaustubha and I say this all the time. The Bhagavatam says this, and it's our spiritual philosophy that everybody is in this state of entropy where the whole world's falling apart. And if we're giving pity to you, it's because we are steeped in the illusion that we're
secure.
fine.
Yeah.
We think, oh, there's something happening over there that's so sad and pathetic and horrible. Well, guess what? Your Rome is about to fall, right? You're about to fall down the well. You're about to get your foot caught in the glue trap. The quicksand's all around you. This is your life. And when we see someone, give them pity, it's, of course, our heart wants to go out to people who are in pain. But we should understand that we're in pain, but we don't realize it. We think, oh, well, we're just fine. No, you're not.
No, you're
not.
Okay. I was early on when you began speaking, I was thinking, you're sharing those hard to hear cold truths about life that a lot of people, like sometimes we say people have a charmed life or something like that. These kind of miseries don't visit them, but eventually they do. There might be the rarest person that passes through this life, without these kind of without getting this kind of like heart-dropping news or something like that in their life. And even then, you know, the life goes on after that, and death comes, and so on. But it visited you early and steadily in your life. Um, but we're all, but as Raghunath's saying, but we all get these things in our life. Someone leaves us. We get the news about health of ourselves or a loved one. That's the very unsteady nature of life in this world. It's hard to talk. When we begin to talk about it, people feel like, oh, this is depressing. We shouldn't talk about this. Actually, we need to talk about it, right? We need to understand that our in one sense, our situation is very delicate. But if we can understand our own life and our own existence on the spiritual platform, then that gives us a steadiness that helps us transcend whatever's going on in this realm. And it sounds like your story's kind of turning that direction now.
Yeah.
Continue on.
Yeah. So to not be different, and then it changed my perspective of everyone around me. And it made me be able to step out of that victim mindset, like just enough to see that other people were suffering and like actually see the things that people in India with me were experiencing, like illnesses or, you know, their own stories that we would, you know, share in the background. I was able to like really see it and have like an open heart and be like, these struggles are just as valid as mine. Like I'm no more
Right.
valid in struggling than
My
anybody else, right?
Beautiful thing about sharing, especially like within a circle, is we tend to think that pain is exclusively mine, loss is exclusively mine, betrayal is exclusively mine. No, 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 no. Once you start to share with other people, you realize everybody's going through this type of thing. Everybody's got some piece of glass on their pizza. You know what I mean? So it all seems delicious until you bite into that shard. And by hearing other people's struggle, we start to realize, oh, it's not just me. And that itself is like a release, because otherwise we get caught up in this social media world of everybody's highlight reel of life, everybody's camera angle that's facing their feet towards the beach. It doesn't get better than this. Life is good. What's wrong with me that I can't enjoy the material world like everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why can't I enjoy the material world like everybody else? And India showed me why, because I had a Krishna-sized hole in my heart. And that I think became really apparent to me during the flower festival that we had with Radhika's group. I was
the mini one, not
yes,
big
the one
bucket.
at the GEV,
The one at
Oh,
the
yeah.
GEV.
not the chapati.
Not chapati, chowpati.
Chapati.
Chapati is chapati is the unleavened bread that we eat made on the fire.
Okay.
Chowpati is the beach in Mumbai.
Chapati. Okay. Thank you.
Do not eat chowpati. Eat chapati.
Chapati. Yes, the flower festival. I was feeling so sick, but those morning and evening satsang kirtans like were such pillars of my day that even if I had to like nap through the day and miss, you know, class with you, Kaustubha, or asana practice with Bobby or Cindy or Lori or Raghu, like this was my pillars. And so I got up and I put on just like the laziest thing I could find. And I just dragged myself to this, what I thought was a satsang. And then I'm like, I don't know how long I am going to make it. I'm not going to be able to sit through this.
Oh, the festival we had that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, Raghu and Radhika up on the stage, and like
And Jahnavi, right?
No, I don't think Jahnavi was.
Okay.
I didn't get to meet Jahnavi. Gauravani was there this year,
Okay.
but not Jahnavi. Maharaj came.
Raghunath Swami, yeah.
Swami. So that made me feel like, you know, I was like, okay, I want to listen. I want to be here. So I'm like pushing through, and then we start the flowers and the singing and the dancing, and the pain in my body is gone. I'm just like, ecstatic. I think it was like you explained it in a really beautiful way. What is transcendental?
What's that?
The flower festival was like transcendental.
It is transcendental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very transcendental experience for me.
Yeah. Transcendental means you've transcended the mind, you've transcended your body.
Yeah. And I was like, that's when I was like, Krishna, like, what's next? And the answer was come off your medication.
That's a bold move. Okay. You
bold
felt
move.
that you heard a voice. You how did tell
So
me?
not only did I come off the like medications that I actually had with me in India, but this felt like a message to stop treatment as well. And I mean, in India, my heart opened to Krishna. Like I believed that there was something higher than me that I could trust in. And like I had a companion by my side at all times that I could share things with. And I didn't feel alone anymore.
You mean like God in your own heart? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Wow.
And suddenly that voice, like I could trust that voice, but I could never trust my own. Self-abandonment was very real for me as well.
Wow.
But this was like a voice that I didn't question it. It was like I knew, to listen. And so I did. I came off of medications. So there were a lot of symptoms of that being in India. But still, I left with this sense of, despite being very ill still, like I left with this sense of connectedness, of hope. And I went home energetic.
You weren't the victim anymore.
No.
So you came to die.
Yeah, I came to die, but I learned to live. I came to die and I learned to live.
That's the story right there. And this is Bhakti. This is everybody's.
Nope. Seems like they froze up on us. It's probably raining up there. We're just about to get the lesson of the whole thing. We're going to have to come back. I hope they can, I don't know if they even realize. Any case, what a story. I guess I can just share myself that I saw Laurel as kind of like such a brave person. And maybe it's because she had kind of gained some kind of confidence at this point or something like that. But I just remember, maybe even at first I didn't know she had cancer, but at a certain point I knew she did. And I was so impressed about how she was transcending it. Like whatever the experience that she was going through, she seemed to be fully enlivened by the spiritual knowledge and the atmosphere. The people, the atmosphere, the Govardhan Ecovillage, and kind of taking in everything that she was learning about spiritual life with such joy and excitement that I was like, wow, she really is transcending. And as I mentioned earlier, I had no idea of all of this that she was going through. So I'm eager to hear. The rest of her story. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get them back here. Let me just check 1 second and see how we're doing with them. Give them the call. Seems like they've gone down for a long time. Maybe there's some serious problem with their connection. Yeah. Are you coming back? Okay. Well, I'm already trying to take it down from here. But you don't know if you can get back on? Oh, we're back on. Okay, good. The story was just coming to a peak. Okay, Raghunath's back.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. We're having a rain blackout today, but I think the last thing I was saying was
Okay.
that this.
No, she came to die but learned to live.
learned how to live. And isn't this sort of what we're all going through? Is we come in as victims and leave like the victor. And part of the victor is accept that everything is actually tragic. All I can do is really take care of my own serenity in this very temporary world.
Yeah.
And to the degree that I just say, oh, poor them, treat everybody else like the victim, and I'm like over it. No. You got to understand, everything, all the missiles are coming towards us. Now, what am I going to deal with that? And I think I'm going to help people by going out and screaming at everybody else and trying to get the world to change. I got to change my entire mentality so that I can understand that this world is temporary. I'm a spiritual being, and I'm going to move forward and give that message, not just to myself, but to everybody I meet. And I'm going to learn to be equipoised. This is yoga, right? I'm going to learn to be equipoised on this really rocky ship I'm on that's going up and down and water spilling over the side and things are, ever see like those cruise lines that get hit by a storm and the tables are sliding down? How can I be steady on this crazy boat ride that I'm on? And your ride, and it's not over because we're still alive.
Right. Yeah.
But let's bring us up. Let's hear about more about your experience at the Eco Village, and then coming home with that experience, because we only have a few minutes left.
Yeah. So, I mean, my experience at the Eco Village was so beautiful. And it's hard to put into words like what you experience when you're there. But I felt, I left with a connection to Krishna, to a higher power, something bigger than me. But coming home, I did unfortunately like fall back into, like you have to start treatment again. You have to get this surgery. You have to do this. And all of a sudden I was the victim again. And it felt like I knew I could reach my hand up to Krishna, but like I wasn't letting myself reach my hand up. And so I suffered for a few months until I was hospitalized and on so many medications I can't even begin to explain, that on the bathroom floor after 5 days, I was just like, Krishna, like, please, like, I can't take this anymore. I had just turned 31 and I was again ready to like end my life. Like, and in this moment, I got like on my hands and knees on a hospital bathroom floor and begged Krishna to tell me what to do. And at this point in time, I had stopped treatment in May. I needed a break. It was so exhausting. So it wasn't the cancer medications. It was some other things, happening. And my team wanted me to have a 3-month break only because that's what is considered appropriate and like studied.
Yeah.
And I still have not gone back to treatment.
You're still on break.
I'm still on break because in that moment, Krishna said to me, come off of everything. The same message I got in India was thrown at me again in the hospital. So as soon as I reached my hand up, it was like, here you go.
Don't be confused. Me and Kaustubha are not medical professionals.
No.
But we do say, trust Krishna.
And I think that's the best life and medical advice I've ever gotten. Trust Krishna, because I am very, very grateful to say I am now 2.5 years as of October 13th into my journey of living with metastatic breast cancer. And I have no evidence of active disease in my body and have been off of treatment for longer than what they consider appropriate. So
Kaustubha. What a story.
And I'm strong again, and I'm here at Super Soul, and I had the privilege of, being of service.
How did you end up at Super Soul right now?
Yeah, how did you end up here? I don't even remember how you got here.
Bobby put up an Instagram post about the open kīrtan during her retreat last weekend. So I was like, you know what?
To kīrtan, and she ended up staying.
And now I'm still here.
And she's going to be here this weekend doing seva for the
Great. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Me too.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you for sharing all that.
I think this whole thing is a takeaway. There's no takeaways, but this whole thing is a takeaway. Mara, how do you work this music? Help me. But yeah, really wanted to thank Laurel for being on the podcast. We had a great few days, and you're all going to get to meet her if you're coming to the retreat this weekend. By the way, we're having Bhakti Recovery at the meeting this weekend, as well as Kaustubha's classes. I've got lots of sweet baby Krishna stuff to share. and we're going to have Kīrtan.
Valkyrie
Myself.
Coffee, huh? Is Mike Stone coming? Who's
Mike Stone's coming.
Awesome.
Thank
Explain
you
it
for
to-
having me.
Thank you.
Laurel, come on.
Thank you.
Tarun says you got to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Always selling there.
Thank you. There will be the
Always
Snack
closing.
Shack this weekend. Will be opened. Everybody,
Snack Shack's
Yeah.
gonna be open.
Snack Shack will be
Is it
open.
gonna be like popcorn? What's gonna be the?
What are we gonna have this weekend? Cause Tarun.
Popcorn or lemonade or something.
Popcorn or
standard.
organic lemonade.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It is a beautiful day after a beautiful day. Thanks for all your vulnerability, honesty, and congratulations on the recovery. And hey, it's the material world. It's sobering. Hearing spiritual truths is sobering. We need to hear it on a regular basis because the Maya of the material world is everything's okay. We're all going to live forever. Everything's good. No. It's the material world. You wake up and talk about like people say religion is stick their head in the sand. Doesn't get more real than this. This is, hey, the material world is a tough place. Let's move forward, walking with arms up high, trusting God. There's a divine plan for all of us. Everything you're going through is meant to bring you to a higher place. Jai Shri Krishna. Radha Damodara ki jai.